the original 10 million that's missing is still missing.
You know, iPro had 2,500 agents.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. That affects a lot of deals.
There's no way they're operating this new brokerage. No way.
$10 million goes missing and iPro Realty goes that on episode 356 of the Real Estate Podcast.
Welcome to the Real Estate Podcast, your go-to source for raw, unfiltered stories and expert tips. Whether you're a buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, or realtor, join us as we dive into the world of real estate.
I've been tempted to buy like sushi from those places, but I feel like it's a bad idea.
Yeah, you never know how fresh the fish is. Do you like Indian sweets? Did I ask you that yesterday?
Generally, I don't.
No?
I'm not a big sweets person anyways, but I find are almost too sweet. There's this one soggy ball you can get. It's like a doughy rice sort of.
Rice?
It's kind of dense. And it's usually very wet.
Mm-hmm. Most of their sweets are like balls and wet.
Oh, well then I guess my description is not helpful. But anyways, it is good. Is she always that loud?
Yeah. Hey, Jen, we're recording over here.
Is the door open maybe?
I don't know. She's just loud.
We need thicker drapes.
Yeah. Oh boy, we're now well into September.
Yeah, back to school. We're recording on back to school for most regions. Today is the 3rd.
It's so messed up. Like there's different days that different school boards and depending what grade the kid is in, it might have a different day, like kindergarten one day, junior kindergarten, and
I don't know about
and
that.
then grades 1 through 8, and then high school. Anyways, but it always signifies 2 things, maybe 3.
Yeah.
1, we're gonna start seeing some leaves falling on the ground.
Already happening.
Yeah, saw a couple out there. 2, Halloween is right around the corner.
And Thanksgiving, I look forward to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
More than Halloween.
Yeah. And the real estate market usually starts up the fall selling season.
Well, I always prepare my clients heading into the beginning of September that it's typical that the last week of August, the first week of September, give or take a few days, plus or minus, depending on the year, is typically quieter.
Yeah. Oh, for 100%.
Everyone's priorities shift, last minute vacations, back to school routines, whatever.
Yeah.
But then as you get into the second week of September, we usually start to see some more activity. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Speaking of real estate, some big news trickled down the pipeline.
I was waiting to see which topic you were talking about today.
Brokerage, iPro Realty.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think it's timely. That's a good conversation. For people that aren't aware, so iPro is gone. I don't know if they changed to Cloud Realty or everybody just switched over temporarily to whatever that new brokerage name is. But do you have the article there?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up.
So for people that don't know, so iPro was recently audited and found to be short, I think something like originally $10 million.
$10 million in their trust account.
In their trust account. So,
and then it slowly trickled to $8 million.
Hardly anything. Yeah. So basically a real estate trust account with a brokerage is where as a consumer, where your deposits sit until closing. And that account always needs to balance. And theirs was not.
That's where any deposits and commissions get paid out of.
Correct. Yeah. Well, your deposit when you purchase a home, that's where your deposit goes into. And then those funds are dispersed to lawyers and to brokerages, which subsequently gets divvied up into commissions for the real estate agents involved. And yeah, they had a $10 million shortfall back in May, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they were audited and they were permitted to continue doing business, which blows my mind. for another 4 months, I think. May,
Yeah.
June, July, August. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another 4 months. And they circled back, did another audit. They found that they had recovered maybe $1.5 to $2 million. They were in the $8 million range at the time. And that was it. But they should have shut things down then.
So the president of RECO was subsequently, it's funny because in the original release, it was almost worded like it was left unsure of why, like, was he terminated or whatever? But now news has come out that RECO fired him.
RECO did fire me. Yeah, I remember the president or whomever released a message about that.
Yeah, so the registrar, Joseph Richer, basically was held accountable for something like this happening under his watch.
I think there was more controversy too because one of the two owners of iPro used to sit on the board of directors of RECO.
And how
so there's a bit of a conflict.
And how the owners of iPro were allowed to resume business under their new brokerage.
Well, I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I'd
be surprised.
They're operating iCloud Realty.
Well, are they operating it?
And well,
I can't
whatever.
imagine
They're behind the scenes somehow. Then
I would think that their accounts are frozen, their licenses are frozen until everything's investigated, and there's no way they're actively trading in real estate or
they own iCloud Realty, so
they do. You know that for a fact?
Yeah, there's been articles published on it.
Oh, I missed that. That doesn't make any sense,
right?
Well, and now the province is stepping in, like. Ford was saying that he thinks the province should step in and hold RECO more accountable for their, the fact that they let them continue business after finding the $10 million shortfall. Like,
that's why the registrar was fired ultimately, I would think.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Well, yeah. And the conflict of interest, like who knows why, right. Like I'm sure there was reasons behind that relationship.
People in cahoots in real estate, that never happens.
Any industry.
Yeah.
But you think about it.
I think RECO does a relatively good job of holding people and brokerages accountable and doing their audits and all of that. Could they do a better job? Sure. But that's like saying everybody that has a driver's license should have a driver's license, right? Like,
well, they've ceased, or they've made brokerages and real estate agents have their licenses revoked for much less than this.
Yeah.
So my thought is that it really is the conflict of interest, I think, plays a big factor in why they were permitted to remain active.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. It's all speculation.
Sure.
But, that makes sense. When there's that conflict and that connection between different people, then, there's always a gray area and things happen. But the effects of it are profound. So now there's houses that are closing that need money to close. There's real estate agents and brokerages that need money to pay bills. And it's all tied up, frozen in this account.
Right.
And there's an $8 million shortfall.
You follow Ron Butler Mortgages he does some great videos, some great reels. Anyway, so in this specific article that was published on ctvnews.ca, he talks about the fact that $720 million of real estate transactions took place after the company's trust fund was identified as having the shortfall.
Right.
$720 million. So, for consumers, this is another reminder that you got to be mindful of who you are conducting business with in terms of an agent, but also the stability and foundation of their brokerage that they are licensed under, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, Century 21, Royal LePage, Remax are the three strongest brands globally. In fact, Century 21 still is the biggest global brokerage company.
I don't keep up with all that.
And I believe Remax does the most amount of transactions. But here in our trading area in Ontario, the three biggest are Century 21, Royal LePage, and Remax, right? So anytime you're doing business and I'm sure if we were a team of two, we may be operating a brokerage in our basement office still, right? And there are those that exist.
Lots, yeah.
So you just have to understand, and from a buying perspective, if you're buying somebody's listing, what brokerage is holding that money?
Well, I did a transaction recently with an agent, an elderly. She's in her, I think, must be in her 80s. Sweet lady. She was fun. She was a bit crazy, and she runs her own brokerage. And when we came to an agreement. We got the deal. I was representing the buyer. She was representing the seller, and it came to the deposit. And I said, "Hey, my clients would like to wire the funds. They have someone that manages their finances, and they'd like to wire the money to your account." And she was like, "Oh, I'm not sure how to do that. I'll have to get back to you." And then she ended up, anyways, I had to walk her through getting the details. I found out which bank her trust account is with. And anyways, it was funny. So there is that risk, but dealing with a real estate agent, agents are insured. So they can file insurance claims for lost commissions and stuff like that too. I understand a lot of agents have been showing up at RECO head office, and they're just being, turned away, saying, "Listen, there's nothing we can do. You have to file an insurance claim."
Yeah.
Which is, obviously start sooner than later, because there's going to be a huge backlog of that.
I would assume so.
Well, and if you look at you mentioned that they've done 700.
One of our deals just closed where we represented a buyer on an iPro deal.
Yeah.
So we'll see if and when that commission check is getting distributed.
Yeah. You said $720 million since they were first audited.
Yeah, since May.
So just some quick math. I did 3.5% of that amount as an average deposit, maybe.
Yeah,
is $2.5 million, which is the difference that they've made up since
18.
So there's still no more,
or 8 to 10. Yeah,
yeah. So the original 10 million that's missing is still missing.
Yeah,
and they said in one of the articles that they had, I don't want to misquote it, but they said, where is it here? Hang on.
iPro had 2,500 agents under their umbrella.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. That affects a lot of deals.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you think how many transactions 2,500 agents had that were kind of in pending phase between, or even listed, right? Now, if your property was listed with iPro.
Yeah.
All new paperwork, all new listing, new umbrella. And it's all being funneled through this new company, iCloud.
Yeah.
They're going to get their fucking asses sued by Apple. And then what's going to happen to that company?
Why are they going to get sued?
iCloud? You think just anybody can go and say, "Oh, now I'm iCloud Realty"? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to see. But they did say... Oh, I don't know. I don't see it at a quick glance. Oh. Yeah, their investigation found that the owners paid operating expenses and gave payments to investors from the trust account.
Right.
So there's no way they're operating this new brokerage. No way. It doesn't make any sense. Their licenses would be revoked. There's no way they'd be allowed to.
Well,
the new trust account would be frozen. They're actually investigating them for that's, I wouldn't say fraud, but you're not allowed to use trust account funds for anything except for paying commissions and paying out deposits.
So I'll pull up. Okay, go ahead.
They're treating it like a line of credit, or I don't even know how to explain it. I guess they were treating it like, "Oh, don't worry, we have so many transactions closing none of them are closing all at the same time. So we have a buffer of so much money we can borrow at 0% interest. They're treating it like a loan, a free loan.
iPro's Realty co-founder.
What are you looking at?
So it's an article from August 16th. Claire Feinstein, Toronto Star. iPro Realty has been sold to a quote-unquote wealthy private financier, with the brokerage being rebranded as iCloud Realty.
Yeah, so they're not operating it anymore.
The company he founded wasn't being sold. The Real Estate Council of Ontario was forcing iPro Realty to shut down by August 19th in the wake of the audit. Where does it go on? Yeah, I don't know. There was something mentioned about their involvement in iCloud.
I'd be surprised that if anyone had the money to buy iPro, that they would want nothing to do with the owners because there would be too much risk. But yeah, here it says their investigation found the iPro owners paid operating expenses and gave payments to investors. Despite that, RECO didn't charge or fine the pair, which is unbelievable. Though they were disciplined, they had to take a fucking course, according to posted documents. Alves, this is, what are the owners' names? Rui Alves and Fidel Colucci.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were stripped of their licenses, no longer able to trade in real estate when the brokerage is closed, nor can they reapply for registration in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But it doesn't mean that they don't have some kind of tie.
Well, depending on who bought them, maybe behind the scenes or something, but that would be pretty high risk. I can't imagine they would.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody associated with people like that are just asking for trouble. Anyways, it's a shitty situation. I feel bad for all of the consumers and real estate agents who were caught up in the middle of it. And who knows how long it's going to take to figure out. I mean, even the insurances have limits on how much they'll cover. I can't remember the number. It's in a range of 100,000, I think.
For commissions?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or deposits.
We've never had to claim that.
No. Anyways. Anything else?
No, next week I want to talk a little bit about what's happening in third-party websites, particularly lease listings that are getting scrubbed from realtor websites and realtor.ca and fraud. We talked about it maybe a year or two ago. I don't remember.
It's more prevalent now.
It's certainly a very, very hot topic that we need to bring awareness to, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to talk about next week. Other than that, I know you like the change of the seasons. I'm a little bit depressed about summer. To me, summer just friggin' flew right by, right?
And we still have a month of it, I'd say. I mean, school starting doesn't mean the nice weather's gone. The fall is great.
Oh, yeah. But already, when I'm waking up, it's dark outside and not as much time after work where the sun is out and coming to work with sweater and jacket already.
Dude, it's 21 degrees outside.
Yeah, it wasn't 21. Well, this morning actually was a little bit warm.
I walked to school with a t-shirt and I had a vest on, but I was hot.
It was really chilly out.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah. That's sweater weather and layers. Wear layers.
All right. See you next week.
See ya.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching episode 356 of the Real Estate Podcast. Show us some love. Leave us a comment, throw us a like, subscribe. We'll see you next week.